All right, well, it is finally time. We are getting to this project. I've been putting it off for a while. I was gonna try and do it after summer, but you know, that sun and paint is chipping away on this boat. So we're gonna get going on it now. This spring and early summer winds have really started to kick up the seas offshore, and we're not gonna be fishing anyway. So in this series, we're gonna get started on our PANGA restoration. I'm super excited for this, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy it as well. We've been getting a ton of great feedback, and if it wasn't for you guys liking, commenting, and just watching these PANGA videos, I wouldn't even be doing this. So before we get any farther, I just wanna thank you guys for doing that. I really appreciate it. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing this intro a little bit late. I've already done quite a sufficient amount of work on the boat, but I wanted to kind of get my bearings, learn, and figure out how I'm gonna go about this before I introduce you guys, because I have never done anything like this before. I have no experience, and I didn't wanna talk in circles and realize what I'm saying is wrong and, you know, just give you guys bad information. So basically the game plan, which was set from the very beginning, was to sand the entire boat down. You see all this paint up here. It's a work in progress right now. We're getting it off. And once we get everything sanded down, we're gonna have to strip parts off the boat. We're gonna gel coat this thing, make it look brand new, make it look nice. Main reason I wanna do this is because gel coat, number one, looked a lot better, and number two, it's just gonna hold everything into place much better. It's a lot stronger material than just painting over the fiberglass and parts of the boat. So yeah, the primary focus is to gel coat this boat, but the next thing we're gonna do is actually just go tweak some spots with some new fiberglass, clean them up a little bit. This boat was pretty much a homemade in the backyard rig, so there is a couple things that I want to clean up and make sure are good so this boat will last long term, especially if we're going to be putting a gel coat finish on there. After that, we're actually going to pull this motor off back here, redo the transom, and I'm really thinking about putting a jack plate on this boat just because it has so much inshore potential. I've drafted in very skinny water as is, and if it had a jack plate, and truly be a fairly good inshore and offshore boat. So yeah, first things first, we gotta sand this boat down, which is going to take the most amount of time and effort. Doing this by myself and for the first time is definitely going to slow down our process. But I really am trying to get this thing done before summertime, before prime time. So I apologize for the lack of fishing videos. Once it's done, it's gonna be worth it, and we're gonna be out there on the water when it's best. So before we get into the video, quick disclaimer, I have zero experience really working on boats, let alone restoring them and doing all the technical work. So I've actually had my buddy Blake Beal offer to help me do a complete rewire once we get all of the cosmetics done on the boat, mainly so we can just clean it up, make it simple. There's a few things in there that kind of make me scratch my head a little bit. Once we get all this done, we're gonna clean it up and pretty much make this boat brand new cosmetically and as far as the wiring and electronics go. So I'm super excited for it. We have a lot of work to do, but hey, we're learning a lot, and if you guys do have any questions about how I'm going about doing this stuff, I am pretty absorbed in it, so if you have any questions, leave them down below. It is gonna be a bunch of work, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. One last thing I wanted to mention before we hop into the restoration is I want to do a fishing trip giveaway once we get this entire thing done, cleaned up, and presentable. And the way we're going to go about entering the giveaway is going to be one of two ways. Number one, you can head over to lonesomecountrystore.com and get yourself a Salty Soul PANGA performance fishing shirt. We got the long sleeve and the hooded performance sleeve like I'm wearing right now. They're great for offshore when you're trying to protect yourself from the sun. And it'll be a kind of a piece of the project. So we got a picture of the PANGA on the back. I'll pop it up right here. So if you guys do order a shirt, you'll have a chance of going fishing out of this PANGA once we get all done, and you'll be helping the channel out, helping out on this PANGA project. Yeah, the next way you can enter is actually heading over to my Patreon and becoming a patron at any tier level. On Patreon, I provide fishing updates, reports, what I'm catching, what I'm seeing, and really just updates on the channel. And I'll also be posting day-to-day updates on the PANGA restoration build and just kind of fill you guys in, keep you in the loop on what's going on with that. So if you guys want a chance to go out fishing on the PANGA, head over to Lonesome Country Store and get yourself a Salty Soul shirt or head over to my Patreon and become a patron. Also, you need to subscribe to the channel down below as well, and like this video so you have a chance to get in on this giveaway. So with that said, this has been a rather long intro, but I did want to fill you guys in since we have been absent for like a week, if not more. I apologize for that. I've really been trying to get this project underway and get it going as fast as possible because prime time is creeping up very, very quickly. So with that said, let's get this PANGA restoration going. I'm going to be narrating over the time lapses just because sanding and I guess chipping away at the boat is not exactly the most entertaining thing, so I need to kind of condense it. I'm going to be talking about what I'm using, how I'm going about the project, and hopefully giving you guys some good information and insight on the thinking behind this. I have talked to several boat guys who work on boats for a living and some captains on how to go about this. So I think I have a fairly good idea of knowing how to do it. The reason I didn't do this intro beforehand was because I had no idea what I was doing and I didn't want to give you guys bad information. So that's why you can already see some progress being made on the boat and lots of sanding discs down here. Alright you guys, so I have an 80 grit sanding disc on here and we are going to get started today. I'm just going to go ahead and see what it does on the outside. I've already started right here. You can see that that gel coat is beginning to peek through, so I think this 80 grit is going to do the trick out here. To start out, I'm going to show you guys what this 80 grit will do on the outside. I was told after I sand everything with the 80 grit to use 320 grit to clean everything up for the gel coat. So that's just what we're working with here. That's the game plan right now. The grunt work begins. So to start this project, I was actually using a 5-inch random orbiting sander, and we began on the gunnels on the outside of the boat. It worked, but the sanding process took a very long time. So after we got it done, I decided to upgrade tools. Notice here, I'm really focusing on this one section and it is going very, very slowly. Now this isn't a terrible thing since we're sanding the outside because I don't want to go too far and actually sand through that gel coat. Once we get on the inside of the boat, I'm definitely going to want that 7-inch sander though. I tried hitting that front deck with this 5-inch random orbit and let me tell you, it is just not going to work. We're definitely going to need something with a lot more firepower to get through that thick blue paint. But yeah, for right now we are just sanding away on that port side gunnel, and you can see we're making some good progress. So here we go, we finally got the 7-inch orbiting high-speed sander and we are getting to work. This thing has some serious power. You can see we are chipping away at that deck. I actually was able to chisel a lot of the paint off, but in some areas that paint was just stuck on the deck, so that sander really helped a bunch. As you can see right there, it's just eating it up. Now while this was chipping away very fast, I still was being very careful not to dig too deep. I was just sanding that top layer of paint and not getting down into the deck. Unfortunately, the store Harbor Freight wasn't selling these sanding discs in bulk, so I only had 9 to work with, and let me tell you, they were losing their grit very fast. So I did what I could, grind it away, but the process was definitely slowed down since I wasn't able to replace the sanding discs as frequently as I liked. But I kept chipping away, working at it, and we made some good progress. And that's going to conclude the work we do in part 1. In part 2 of this series, we should have more sand and discs, so we'll be able to get a lot more work done. You guys stay tuned for it. Alrighty, well that is going to conclude part 1. We managed to put a small dent into the boat as far as getting this thing sanded down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for upcoming PANGA restoration videos. We got a lot of work left to do on this thing. One thing I did want to show you guys now that we are done with our part 1 of the restoration, I actually went on a fishing trip the other day with my brother out on his skimmer skiff, and I thought why not roll those clips at the end of this video so we can kind of include a boat restoration and some fishing all in the same video, so you guys have something to watch as well. So if you guys want to see some inshore red fishing out of a small skiff, you guys check this out. Oh yeah, there he is. Right under the boat. That guy had no fear. There we go. Third time's a charm. It's been a while since I heard that drag keel. How big is he? 20? Or is he under? Fish seem to grow. Oh shoot, uh-oh. That other one was a lot bigger. Come on, redfish. We've broken the dry spell. Oh yeah, he's a lot nicer than he looked initially. Alright, tough hook out. Look at that blue hue. Redfish number 1. Blake says there's another one. Sorry. Quick. See ya. Alright, well, Blake kicked me out of the boat. Said I was fired. So, we're gonna do the little wade fishing thing and see if we can catch some of those redfish that we were drifting up onto. I was just seeing them too late, and by the time they were going after my lure, they would see the boat. So hopefully we have more luck doing this. We should be quite a bit more stealthy. Said you're not gonna catch anything. Talking smack over here and I hook up. Oh yeah, that's a good sign. Well, I guess we are quite a bit more stealthy. Mind you, we are blind casting, so it's not as cool as a sight fish. I couldn't see him though. That glare is not in our favor right now. He's got like a very sandy hue. There we go. Hello, redfish. Yeah, look at that one. Very, very pasty. I guess it helps them blend in on the sand. On the Johnson spoon that I got at Walmart for our Walmart challenge a while back. There we go, redfish number 2. Good looking fish. Grunting a little bit too. Thank you, dude. There we go. That fish choked that thing. Where's he at? There he is. Okay, there we go. Fish is running right at us. Oh man, he just saw me. Throttle down, baby. Pedal to the metal. That fish didn't know what was going on. Swam right up to us and just ripped out of here. Big horse mullet right there. There we go. Whoa. Whoa. Dude is wound up. Awesome fight. It's been, like I said, over a week since I've been fishing. So this is good. Nice redfish. Come here, dude. Slot size faux show. There we go. Just another healthy stout red drum on the flats out here in South Texas. There he goes. Good fish. That would be our limit. I believe all of those fish would have kept. Yeah, so I was working like these grass pockets earlier, and I had that one fish right off the bat. And I walked a little ways, fished, no bites, and then I'm coming up to this long stretch where the flat meets the grass, and that's where that fish ate us, so maybe we'll find a couple more. Right here. Right here. Yes, go! Let's go! Yeah, we didn't feel that one eat, we watched him eat. I just wanted to make sure he had it because I've had so many opportunities where the fish just spit the hook or I yanked it too early and pulled it out of the mouth. Let's go, baby! Got a sight fish in for the day. Look at that rod flex. Pure reaction strike. Dude, he ain't bad. Grew on us. Lower slot on the dirty Johnson. Look at that thing. Finally got us a sight fish red, baby. Redfish number 4. We're drifting so fast. There he goes.
Alright, to the right. See him coming off?
Right there?
Yeah.
Moving too quick. Oh, he turned. He's on it.
Bump it.
Got it. Is that a trout? Oh, dude, that's a giant. Oh, baby. We got a topping.
Looked like a redfish.
Yeah, he turned around and went right at it. It's a big one. Heads up. Woo! My gosh.
Golly. He is angry. Dude. He went beeline towards it. That's a big dude. Golly. Is that the longest fish of the day, maybe? It might be. We're up here, super skinny. Blake's pulling me up here, and I missed a couple shots on the redfish, but of course we managed to catch the skipjack. Still a super cool eat though. Ripped it up there, and this thing just went right at it and smashed it. Fun fight, got a little jump out of it. Let's let him go. Woo!
Arrest him. There he goes.